We've been monitoring things with the government shutdown, and we do want to let you know the House has just passed a measure to reopen the government. So we'll continue to follow that. Nightly News will have that coming up after our newscast. But back now to a family in mourning after a tragic accident over the weekend.
This is a story we first brought you Saturday at 6. 69-year-old Glenn Russell was killed Saturday morning on Lynnhaven Parkway in Virginia Beach. Police say he was trying to cross the busy street when he was hit by a car. And your side's Kara Dixon now with more from Russell's heartbroken family tonight. Kara?
Tom, Anita, I spoke with Russell's son, who says his father was adored by everyone who knew him, and this tragedy took his life while he was on the way to a place he visited every day.
Every morning for a total of 5 years, he went to Chick-fil-A. He was there like clockwork, and he would always get on the bus.
And it was getting off the bus Saturday morning that ended up being one of the last things 69-year-old Glenn Russell did.
And this world's been robbed of a great man who served his country and was a mark in a lot of people's life.
The life of a Vietnam veteran taken after police say he was struck and killed by a 2008 BMW sedan while trying to cross Lynnhaven Parkway. Russell's son Joseph is devastated knowing he had wanted to drive his father to his favorite restaurant.
The night prior, I argued with him to drive him, but he was so set on having his freedom.
He now has a message for those with elderly relatives to prevent them from going through a similar tragedy.
You may have to step in to avoid this because I let him have his way. He got killed because of it, because he wanted to be free to do what he wanted. And I knew he shouldn't be crossing roads.
Police say the driver of the BMW that struck Russell is charged with having a suspended operator's license, but charges won't bring Russell back. His son says the only way to move forward is to remember the man whose void he can't fill.
Too late. I can't go back and fix it now. But now I gotta pick up the pieces and continue on with my life and honor his last wishes.
Now, I did speak with Brian Burnett, who is a franchise owner of the Chick-fil-A's that Russell visited daily. He says Russell was like family and would sit and speak with employees for hours and that he will be dearly missed. Now, over on Wavy.com, we have how you can help Russell's family. I'm Kara Dixon, 10 on your side.